And up next on my weekend watch list, everybody, is Tesla. TSLA. Tesla, baby. So, and looking at Tesla, everybody, Tesla also paid us so well last week on Friday. We made such a clean move. We literally made a move from down here at 184 all the way into a high at 198. And boy, did those 190 calls pay for Cobb's Cap. So if you were there with us, you got paid. If not, well, you can join, you can subscribe, and you can come get these games with us next time. So anyway, let's look at the charts. Let's see what Tesla has going on, because going into Tuesday, we should be breaking another range. So first up, hourly chart is up per usual for my analysis. We did close at a value of 193.17. That was down from the highs of the day, but still that was up $8.70 on the day, up 4.72%. So it does see and it does show that Tesla is finally looking to pick up some volume and some steam and break out of this damn range. So to the downside briefly, because the upside has a lot more value and the upside has a lot more range to it than the downside currently. To the downside, the first area I'm watching for Tesla is below 191.38. Why 191.38? Because this is pretty much co-aligning with our point of control right here. As you all see, we have a lot of volume beneath us. We have a lot of buyers beneath us. So these are all pretty much high volume nodes, but the highest volume node, or at least one of them, is at 191.38, which not only shows that we have 191.38 as a very strong demand zone right below us too, but another thing too is showing confluence right with my micro EMA cloud. So my 512 EMA cloud, the lower range of it, is damn near showing perfect confluence with that, and it's right below the 9 EMA itself. So we know that there's going to be a lot of buyers there. It's going to be very hard for us to break down there. So my guess is, and I would say this, or I should say educated guess, is that we trend up like we did on Friday. We pull back, and then we see a push back up in the highs, because this is just going to be too strong for us to break unless we get a clean break pre-market and we gap down. That's going to be a very difficult level to break with all that confluence. But let's say we do break, of course, we're going to continue to look at these downside levels. That next level to watch is 184. 184 is not only, and remember how I mentioned we have a bunch of volume. It's not like we just have one high volume node here and then the rest of the volume clears up. We have another high volume node here that also co-aligns with what? My macro EMA cloud here by 3450. So we also know, again, we have plenty of pressure here for us to be able to get bought back up and for us to push back into highs, because there is still going to be a lot of buyers here waiting to buy this dip, waiting to buy Tesla before it gets back up into the highs. So that is another level to watch. But then, of course, if we do get below 184, I will say this, we do have a gap down lower, and that next gap, as you all see, is where that VRVP just changed. So below 184, we actually have a gap into 167. 167 is going to be that next point of control, that next confluence level that we're seeing down here. So we saw we had a bunch of stagnation here because the sellers couldn't push it down any further. We saw the sellers get exhausted, and that's when we made our run back up. So 167 is going to be that next level, and that's also co-aligning with the macro EMA cloud down here. Below 178, of course, is going to be a very clean level to watch, because that's going to be an intermediary sell side level. So of course, do watch that, as we might hold up there for a bit. But the ultimate target, the ultimate magnet, is at 167.92. And that's pretty much going to be, like I said, this low from over here where we were trending around for a bit. And as you also see, when we trended up here to the upside, we also trended up here before for a bit before we broke out. So again, everybody, the sell side levels I'm watching are below 191, below 184, and then there's a gap to fill into 167. So yeah, that's the sell side levels, everybody. Now to the upside, because everybody's going to be watching for the upside levels on Tesla, right? Now I'm gonna change it to the 4-hour chart right after this, but the first level, of course, is above what? Friday highs. Remember, anytime you're doing your levels, you're drawing up your levels, you always want to take the most recent highs and lows. The most recent high that we made was 198.60. We're currently at 193.17, so another $5, give or take a couple of cents. So we know that 198.60 is going to be that first immediate level that we need to break up, that resistance level we need to break above before heading higher. So above 198.60, I'm gonna drop it down to my 4-hour chart now. Above 198.60, the next level I'm watching is going to be 207.98. 207.98 is going to be that nice clean area to fill. Notice how the volume also dries up on my 4-hour chart, so we know if we start getting steam above 198.60, above 200, which is a very strong psychological resistance level, we do have a clean room to run up into 207.98, 208. That's going to be the high that we established here Friday, March 31st. So see how we trended back down into my EMA clouds down here. So micro EMA cloud, macro EMA cloud here before we push back up, and then slowly sold off subsequently. Well, again, 208 is going to be that level to retest. So above 198.60, we have clean room into 208. Then above 208, the last high, the most recent highest of the highs was 217.62. This high that we established here from February. So February high at 217.62. We can just say 218 is going to be that next overall macro level. I'm watching that macro resistance. So again, everybody, 198.60. We then have room to 208. 208 is going to put us over here into March highs. And then above 208, we have a clean gap to fill into 217. So another $10 to go damn near. So that's the levels I'm going to be watching with Tesla, everybody. It does seem like we're finally getting some volume. It does seem like we're finally getting the buyers to step in. But of course, you need to watch the tape. If the buyers are pushing out more of the sellers, if we start to see the bids picking up, and we start to see the actual buying pressure increasing across the chart, then of course that's when you need to start watching the upside levels. If you start to see the ask orders coming in and you start to see the sellers really pushing this price down, if you start to see us stagnating at a certain resistance level and you're saying, okay, well, we should be breaking out, but we're not, and we start to see a lot more sellers picking up across the tape, well, guess what? Then you need to start looking to the short side levels, because either way, you should have no excuse for getting paid with Tesla next week, especially going into Tuesday after that magnificent move that we had on Friday. So I hope you all enjoyed. The levels have already been done for you. The hard work has already been done for you. The only thing left for you to do is to execute. So I hope you all enjoyed, and let's get to it on Tuesday.